everybody. I know I'm late. My apologies. I had technical difficulties. As you can see, I am outside. I am not home. I am on my cycle, and my ADHD be kicking my ass when I'm on my cycle. And time blindness and all the things are happening right now. And instead of just not doing it all and being down on myself that I did not get home when I was supposed to, I just pulled over. And I tried to do this earlier and it wasn't working. So I went live on Instagram. So now I'm here with my Facebook and YouTube folks. As promised, a little late, but not denied. All right. Um, so, yeah, this is day 6 of 14 days live at 5 ish with me, LuzCelenia. And we are counting down to Dear Mama, Healing the Mother Wounds, Brunch and Healing Circles, Saturday, 5/27 in Baltimore City from 11 a.m. to 3. The link is down at the bottom of the screen to buy your tickets. And I wanted to share actually it's a couple stories. We're going to start with the first one. As many of you know, if you follow me, I have been training diligently at Fit Temple Baltimore. Shout out to my trainer Darian. He actually has a really cool promotion if you're in. Actually, he also does virtual sessions, so it doesn't even matter if you're in Baltimore. But if you are looking for a trainer, he has a promotion, so go over there and check him out. Fit Temple Baltimore, Fit Temple Be More on Instagram. And check that out. But so yeah, I've been working out consistently since August, and the girl was telling me a story about how she had just joined a new gym and that's down from where she works. She works at a coffee shop, and one of the guys from the gym came into the coffee shop and recognized her and was like, "Oh, you work at the gym, right? Work out at the gym?" And she was like, "Yeah." And so he asks her, well, first he's like, "I hope you're not offended." He's like, "But you have really nice legs." And she says, "Thank you." And then he asks her, "Do you do lunges?" And she's like, "Actually, no. This is like the one thing I don't like doing. So I don't put it in I don't schedule it in my workout plan." And he was like, "That's probably the one thing you need to do." And she's like, "Why?" He's like, "Because the reason why you likely don't like it is because it exposes a weakness." And at the moment she said that, I was like, "Oh, that is a lesson for life, right?" Because how much of the things, especially if you're just mindlessly going through your life, then maybe this won't mean much to you. But if you are someone who really values development and growth and healing, and you're ambitious and you have goals and you're really working towards them, then I know that you can identify with that. That there are things, not everything you don't like to do exposes weakness, but you know that thing that you're like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But to get to the next place, to get to the next level, deep down inside, to reach that goal, you know that is something that you need to stop avoiding. I know it hurts. It's hard. I'm sorry. The angles of this is weird. Um, it's hard, but it won't be hard forever. It gets easier, and then you lift heavier weight, and it might feel hard again. But at that point, you know you've done it before, so you can keep doing it even with the heavier weight. The soreness that you feel when you're working out is literally your muscle ripping to expand. And yes, it hurts, but if you really understand what's happening, like I'd be happy when I feel sore. Now I go use my little massage gun and get massages and break up the lactic acid because that's also all the body science of it all. I was like, but you're going to feel uncomfortable and you're going to feel some pain. The difference is knowing and being mature enough to understand the pain that is coming out of growth and development and pushing yourself to new heights, and pain that is coming because something is harming us. And we have to be the ones that determine that. If we want our life to expand, we can't just run from everything that hurts us. We shouldn't be running into everything that hurts us either. But you got to get really, really clear. And the way that I've done that is through sensuality. It's coming back to your body, or coming to your body at all. Because for many of us, the first time and last time we was really connected to our body was when we were babies. Because that's all we had. Before we could talk, and before people started adding on to us their preconceived notions and their values and their beliefs. I feel like my nose piercing always acts up when I'm live. Before all of that, all we had was the inner wisdom of our body. And what did we do? We cried, we made noises, we yelled, we screamed to get our needs met. Now, we're not babies anymore. Many of us are still acting like that, because even though we talk now. But there again, that wisdom that if you're not abusive, because there are people who abuse, oh, this baby don't know nothing. But if you are not abusive to babies, then you ain't going to the baby and be like, that baby don't know what it want. You may not understand exactly, and they may not be able to explain explicitly what it is, which is why you keep going. You might, you learn the baby. Look, y'all, look. Y'all see it? Look. He or she keeps visiting me. It just keeps getting closer and closer. And I don't know if I should be like, rabbits don't attack, right? They're just so cute. Sorry, I just thought of something. But yeah, like, y'all are watching ADHD happen in real time. My brain. I'm trying to stay focused, y'all. I'm trying. But yeah, like your body knows the difference. And people, again, if you're not abusive to babies and you're not fussing at a baby for crying, for being hungry, this and the other, it's like you find out and you get to learn that baby and be like, oh, they're crying this way, they're sleepy. Oh, they're crying this way, oh yeah, they're hungry, or their patterns. Only abusers are going to take that child away and train that child to literally ignore what it's feeling, because you want that child to bend to you, and because you're annoyed and you're tired and you're stressed, as opposed to you catering to that baby because that baby is fully and completely dependent on you. Well, guess what? Although we need other people, and we're very much a community, we're made for community. At the end of the day, our needs come back to us. And it comes back to us being to communicate them and being able to facilitate getting them. Doesn't mean that you have to be the one to give it to yourself, but you should be able to facilitate in some way, shape, or form getting that need met. But you gotta be aware, you gotta know what it is. You gotta know the difference between a weakness that is trying to grow you and it feeling dangerous and it hurts, and something that hurts that is harming you, and you taking that and going the other direction, which is also very key, because a lot of us, like, here on social media, a lot about red flags. The thing that most people miss about red flags is that if they look really familiar to what you've been through in your family and your home life and your foundational life, it's going to take you a lot harder and a lot longer to recognize it as a red flag because it's really, really normal. And so part of the sensuality of it all, let me give you a real time example. I'm sorry. I'm not digging up my nose. It's my piercing. Um, is I struggle with anxiety for a very long time. I didn't even realize it was anxiety. Growing up, I bit my nails. I like would shake my knee. I would, when I was really anxious and overwhelmed, I would count lines on a wall, like find something and like count patterns. Um, a lot of that is what is now I know is me. I would find ways to stem when I was overwhelmed and really, really anxious. Um, and I struggled a lot with that in relationships specifically, like really anxious about their response, their talking to me. Are they this? Are they mad? The mad part, like, whew, that one was very, very serious. And I had someone tell me one day, anxiety feels a lot like excitement. The difference is the story we tell it. And I'm like, oh, they're right. In order for me to really get clear, one, I had to, on what they were saying, was like, I'm going to pay attention. Is the next time I was excited, took a moment and I just really located that feeling in my body. And then the next time I was anxious, I did the same thing and realized, oh shit, I do feel anxiety. It is located and it feels very similarly. When it gets to my head, when I start to label the emotion based on the story I'm telling it, because of what is happening in that moment, is what is changing it from either excitement or anxiety. The other place I struggled with anxiety was with singing and getting on stage, to the point that I would forget not just the words, the melody of a song. And I got to tell myself a different story. It's not that I waited for the circumstances to change, and the healing of my anxiety was not that I'm never going to feel that thing again. It's that I have the power to tell myself a different story. So the story that I'm telling myself now when I go to sing is I visualize myself up there before eyes, the people in the audience and their receptiveness of me, them loving me. I visualize how I feel in that moment and that I am enjoying doing this thing that I love. And that the feelings that I'm feeling is that I'm excited to do this thing that I'm enjoying to do, that I enjoy doing. And the first time I did that, I went up there and I was able to remember the entire song and all the words, melody, without assistance, all the way through. It had been maybe 10 years since I had been able to do that. And I've been singing my entire life as a kid and performing since I was very, very little. In church, at home. If somebody asked me to sing, no matter where I was doing it. And here I am, 40 years old, and having to reintroduce myself to that place. But the only way I was going to do that is by healing that area. Doesn't mean that I don't get nervous or feel excited or go back and forth, but now I know when it really is, I'm like, and this is anxiety because I don't feel prepared. I haven't practiced. I haven't done my work. And so you know the thing. You know what it is that you're avoiding. You want that other thing, you want it so bad. You want that relationship. You want that self-esteem. You want that confidence. You want your business to flourish. You want your book to do well. You want your relationships to thrive. But there's something that you're avoiding. And you're telling yourself, I don't like do that. I don't want to do that. That's too hard. They ain't going to You're giving yourself a lot of excuses. You know what it is. Stop. Stop avoiding it. What you're looking for is on the other side of doing it. If for nothing else, out of obedience, but for the growth and development of it. Get up. Get up. Go back to work. So that's it for the day. Thanks for bearing with me. I appreciate you. I love you. See you tomorrow. I'll be home at 5 o'clock. And as always, be as radiant as the sun and shine as unapologetically as this sun is right now. Clouds in the sky, and the sun is always shining, and so should you. All right, bye bye.